Uh, Remind everyone your name, where you are in the world, and just an image of how are you feeling this morning? What's an image that might describe that? Gail, do you have an image for the morning?
Um, not so much an image, but I think just two words of just be kind.
Thank you. I think my image for this morning is a kind of thick veil. As much as I know there's blue sky and I knew there was a full moon, there's this veil over it all that's a challenge. So, welcome everyone, as always. Just a note reminder, and for our new visitors here, really what we do here for this hour is to just listen to the poems, respond from our hearts, and then we do some writing from our hearts and listen to each other as generously as possible. And it's always amazing. So I'm actually starting today with this, speaking of listening, I I find these poems mostly that my poetry teacher John Fox collected a lot of poems from young people. So this poem is by a boy who was in fifth grade when he wrote it, named Nick Penna, and it's called Waiting in Line. When you listen, you reach into dark corners and pull out your wonders. When you listen, your ideas come in and out like they are waiting in line. Your ears don't always listen. It can be your brain, your fingers, your toes. You can listen anywhere. Your mind might not want to go. If you can listen, you can find answers to questions you didn't know. If you have listened, truly listened, you don't find yourself alone.
Amazing.
When you listen, you reach into dark corners and pull out your wonders. When you listen, your ideas come in and out like they're waiting in line. Your ears don't always listen. It can be your brain, your fingers, your toes. You can listen anywhere. Your mind might not want to go. If you can listen, you can find answers to questions you didn't know. If you have listened, truly listened, you don't find yourself alone. What words or line or idea resonates for you in this fifth grader's poem?
Pull out your wonders.
Listen with your toes.
Your mind
I
might
like the
not want
last
to go.
line.
Go ahead,
I
Sean.
like the last line. When you truly listen, you don't find yourself alone.
You can listen anywhere.
When you listen, you can reach into dark corners and pull out wonders.
Your mind might not want to go. So let's use the prompt when you listen, or if you have listened. And we'll go ahead and we will write for 4 minutes. When you listen, or if you have listened. Go ahead and mute yourselves as you write, And then we will unmute and be back in 4 minutes. So I'm going to read one of the other poems for today. We're going to read this poem by Portia Nelson called Autobiography in 5 short chapters. So as always, listening for what resonates for you. Chapter 1. I walk down the street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. I am lost. I am hopeless. It isn't my fault. It takes forever to find a way out. Chapter 2. I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend I don't see it. I fall in again. I can't believe I am in the same place, but it isn't my fault. It still takes a long time to get out. Chapter 3. I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it there. I still fall in. It's a habit. But my eyes are open. I know where I am. It is my fault. I get out immediately. Chapter 4. I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it. Chapter 5. I walk down another street.
Great.
What jumps out at you?
There's a deep hole in the sidewalk.
It is my fault.
It
is.
I still fall in. It's a habit.
My eyes are open. I know where I am.
I walk down another street.
I can't believe I am in the same place.
I am lost. I am hopeless. So I'm going to suggest that we write a 5-minute autobiography. Doesn't have to be in chapters, but you have 5 minutes to write your autobiography. However that looks to you.
Oh my Lord.
I'm going to close with this poem by Joseph Bruchac, Native American poet, called Bird's Foot Grandpa. The old man must have stopped our car 24 times to climb out and gather into his hands the small toads, blinded by our lights and leaping live drops of rain. The rain was falling, a mist about his white hair, and I kept saying, "You can't save them all. Accept it. Get back in. We've got places to go. But leathery hands full of wet brown life, knee deep in the summer roadside grass, he just smiled and said, they have places to go too. We can't save them all. We can barely save us all these days, but we keep trying. You all have many places to go, words to say, amazing words that you just channel through in these 5 minutes that are such a healing force. So, for all of us to hear what comes through each of us is such a healing force. So, thank you as always so much. Keep writing, keep listening, keep sending us poems that you write. And again, as I said at the very beginning, maybe not everyone was here, but next Friday, if there's a poem that started in this class that you've worked on or reworked and you really want to read to us, just bring it and we'll take some time in the second part of the class next Friday to read those to each other. May we all stay safe, be able to breathe. I really pray for all of you who are in danger zones that just that the fires may be quelled.
Yes.
And just love to everybody here. Thank you.
You all.